This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL, everyone. It's Thursday, December 2nd. I'm Tori. I'm here with Erica and Al. It's good to be back with all of you. Thank you. I got to visit my family and smell the onions and the garlic of good home cooking.
Yeah,
so it was really
Mom,
nice.
everybody's good, sis?
Everybody's
Dad?
good, and it was lovely to hug them in person. So it was nice. Very, very nice. Everybody had
And
good
you
things.
were, because Hanukkah and Thanksgiving
Are together.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit of latkes and a lot of turkey.
I love it.
A lot of food. So now I'm 8,000 pounds. All right, let's start with Alec Baldwin. He's speaking out about the shooting on the set of his movie Rust that killed cinematographer Helena Hudgens. So Alec is now claiming he did not pull the trigger, contradicting witness statements and what Baldwin originally told officers. So take a look.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never. Someone put a live bullet in a gun, a bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property.
Okay, we all know publicists and what they do, and they set up these interviews. Are we believing this person? The detectives are saying Baldwin told them at the time he pulled the trigger. Now we're doing a little bit of a reverse on that. Anybody believing it? Are we okay with that? What do you think?
You know, I think what's tricky about this case and this story is I don't believe that anyone believes that he tried to kill Helena.
Right.
You know, I don't believe that's the overall, even people who are like conspiracy theorying everything, I don't believe that intention was there.
Yeah, I agree.
In terms of what he said in the moment, in the very beginning, and what he's saying now, I wouldn't be shocked if there were disparities there. I mean, if you've ever gone through a traumatic situation, there's a lot of misunderstanding and second guessing and stuff. So I don't know if he's correct now or if he was correct then, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's some disparities in the statement.
So save some space for some mistakes or thoughts.
For being in a state of total shock is what I would say. I mean, this is, you know, as you were talking, Erica, I looked and we have bottles of water underneath us, and I was thinking, I'm sober. And if I said, Erica, hand me some water, and she did, and I took a sip of it, and it was vodka, is Erica at fault for making me, like, breaking my sobriety, or why was the vodka here underneath the desk? I think you should question how it got there. Who inserted a bullet? Before we talk about anybody that pulled it, even if it wasn't Alec Baldwin, if it was just a stagehand that gave it to another one and it went off, where did this come from? How did this happen? Like, where did that bullet come from? I think is the first question. Whoever happened to have it last, I think because there is celebrity attached to that name is what's interesting to us. But, like, how did it get there is my question.
Yeah, I looked into that, and it turns out that the bullets were bought many different places, and someone named Seth Kenny might have allegedly given live rounds with dummy rounds. And when one of the people went to shake the box, they could hear some didn't rattle. And when they don't rattle, that's an indication that's a live round. So that clearly needs to be answered. I do have a correction here. Alec Baldwin has said he fired the gun to the police, but he never pulled the trigger. So I'm not sure how one does that. Perhaps the gun went off.
It went off.
Yeah, interesting. So I wanted to make sure that was clear because that's important to the story. We are actually finally hearing from one of the Nigerian brothers at the Jussie Smollett trial. Jussie is accused of staging a homophobic and racist attack on himself back in January in 2019. And yesterday, one of the men involved in that attack, Abel Osundaro, told the court that Jussie told him to punch him, but not too hard. Enough to give him a bruise. He agreed to go along with the hoax in hopes that Jussie would help him with his acting career. He also said Jussie wanted another man involved, so he roped his brother into the scheme. Now, he's being cross-examined as we speak. There is some alleged thought that perhaps he wanted to have a relationship with Jussie. He's claiming they just wanted to be friends. But what do we believe here, and how do you think the Smollett trial is going?
I know.
I don't mean to laugh, but I feel like a lot of us all feel like it's...
I mean,
it's not good.
It's like...
It's not good. Yeah.
Y'all...
We should have a clip of her saying nothing but saying everything.
I can't.
Yeah. So
I can't. The whole thing is just, I think sometimes we get into situations where we are the not only the star but the entire cast of our own drama.
Yes.
And then we start to manipulate things in hopes that will make it better for us somehow.
Right.
But ultimately, this has always been my thing. I will go to my grave believing this. You will hurt yourself before you hurt someone else out of spite. Every time.
Wow.
Every time. And I think that is such an important lesson for people to exercise in all facets of their life. I live and die by that.
Wow, you will hurt yourself.
Every time.
Every time. That's really good saying.
Mine isn't that powerful.
Okay,
I was just saying, I live by what Judge Judy said. If something doesn't make sense, it's not true. And
that's fair too.
It doesn't it just like, first of all, that's simply brilliant, but like it really applies to this in that just where it happened and how it happened and the events, it just doesn't make sense. And I think for a lot of people that consider themselves advocates, not only for the gay community, but for the human community, I don't want to see anyone beat up or attacked for anything they believe or they are. And so I want to, the fact that the people that want to defend you are making the series of faces that Erica was.
Right.
Is not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. And
so you don't want to, he has his day in court literally today and for as long as this goes, but it doesn't look great, Tori.
It doesn't. Can I ask you both, do you think anyone believes Jussie Smollett? Does anyone here in the studio believe him? Clap if you do.
I don't think
So is there coming back for him at all?
I mean, they still play him on XM. And, I think as an artist, I don't really count anyone out.
Okay, fair.
I think that we, as artists, are expected to be a little eccentric. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty, but I also don't think that there's no path for redemption. I think he'll get something somewhere.
Come back with Erica Cobb.
I do think he's going to have to admit to whatever happened to get that comeback.
Or to get that comeback, he's got to admit to it. I completely agree. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Vanna White. What's the key to winning big on Wheel of Fortune? Vanna tells us. And Tom Brady wants his son to follow in his legendary footsteps. So should parents have high expectations for their kids? We're chatting about it next. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning provided by
As a DJ.
Yeah, because that's real important to the story.
We were. I didn't mean it.
A little.
So, let's be honest about that. That's confusing. He fired it, but he didn't shoot it.
He's saying he didn't pull the trigger.
But he fired it.
Off while it was in his hand.
So it discharged.
And there was a weapons expert who said that particular gun
had been done twice before.
Sensitive.
Right. Okay.
To being fired.
So he fired it, but
on the semantics of it all, because people have different jargon for how they refer to, especially if you're not like a firearms expert. Like some people will say, I shot the gun, discharge. Like they'll use all the same word or all different words for the same thing.
Right.
So I'm not caught up on like I pulled the trigger versus I fired the gun.
But what if he didn't even shoot the
culpability issue for is this a tactic that he's saying?
A good defense attorney.
I didn't pull the trigger, it fired the gun, so there might be some sort of culpability difference in if it went off by accident versus he pulled the trigger.
He's saying he would never.
I would assume that there have been movies where the star pulls the trigger because it's necessary for the scene. So whether he pulled the trigger or not, I think should be. Who cares? He should have pulled the trigger if he's shooting.
No, but he was rehearsing.
I know, but I'm saying if he was, even if he wasn't, some people are method actors and they want to practice like, I'll see you, whatever, and pull the trigger.
Right.
But he should assume that it's a cold gun. You should. I don't know. I mean, if you're shooting cans in the backyard.
But now look what we're doing, right? This is what Alec Baldwin's team wants. We're now talking about just what she said is the little specifics of did he do this or didn't he do that. We're completely distracted about the fact that he shot someone and killed someone. And that's purposeful. That's a strategy to get us all mixed into the details so that we don't know who's capable and who's not.
Well, you can say that somebody was shot and killed, but I mean, did he? If like I hand you something and it goes off?
Right. That's what he's trying to do, hot potato. It was a hot potato.
So
And how do you prove that? Were they filming? Is there video? Is there footage?
It just seems like no one's going to let them
Welcome back to DBL. Tom Brady is revealing what his wife Gisele Bündchen thinks about his son, following in Tom's footsteps. So on a recent podcast, Tom talked about watching his alma mater, Go Blue, the University of Michigan. It's also mine. Okay. Sorry, beat the horrible Ohio State.
I didn't see the game. I don't know what happened.
We won very well.
I'll have to look that up.
Okay, with his son, you do that. His oldest son, Jack, have a listen.
Little future Wolverine, my son Jack, sitting on the bed with me as I was jumping around and we were wrestling on the bed. And I said, that's where you're going to be. You're going to be in the big house someday. You're going to be the starting quarterback for Michigan. And my wife was like, just let him be what he wants to be, for God's sakes.
Okay. So this brings up a philosophical point. Do we push our kids towards what we want them to be, or do we let them go, nurture, let them do whatever they want? Dad? Of three?
I don't push them.
You don't, so you're not like, Elijah, you're going to be a comic.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, this is a job that I like.
Right.
But I think that a lot of people would not like it. A lot. I think about, like, your husband would hate being a stand-up comic.
Very much so.
You know, you just think about how people are wired, and why would you assume that your kid is going to be just like you? They might want to be behind the scenes. They might want to be in tech and not play football. A lot of people don't want to play football, so most people don't. So I don't know, Erica, I think it's a bad idea to push your kid in the direction that you are, especially when you're at the top of your profession, because we have seen it go south.
Oh, yeah,
Can you imagine the pressure you have?
For sure. I think my parents never pushed us in any direction, but one thing that they would not bend on was that we all had to go and complete college. So that was like not up for debate. And in hindsight, and I had this conversation with my sister over the holidays because she did not want to go to college.
Oh, interesting.
And it was basically revealing all of the bribery that my parents did. Like, okay, well, why don't you just do this semester?
Right.
And then if you really hate it, but okay, just complete the year. And if you really, until she was finally like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to complete it. But other than that, I mean, my dad was kind of like, you're going to talk for a living?
Yeah,
like, and I was like,
I think you're just going to do what you're going to do. I don't think, you know, your parents held you up and like held little Erica like you're going to be on the radio someday. It just kind of happens.
Right.
You just kind of gravitate towards what you're supposed to do. Tori, you've always seemed very theatrical.
Always.
And I'm sure your parents encouraged you, but not like pushed you, especially when you're Tom Brady or Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whose son plays basketball. Michael Jordan's son played basketball, and you know he was a Division I. Michael Jordan's son was a Division I athlete, but was never what Michael was, and I'm sure that weighed on him mentally.
Well, that's my thing is like, don't say like you're going to Michigan, where first of all, great school, but don't say you're doing that because you were the greatest. He'll never top you. That's actually setting him up for self-sabotage.
Absolutely.
He'll never be Tom Brady at Michigan and the Patriots. He might be great, but he'll never be that. And you're creating a child with no path of their own. So it's interesting. My parents always wanted me to go to law school. They still do. We had this conversation a day ago. And I might go. But the idea that they also fostered and supported me and tried to say, like, go do your own thing was very, very helpful. I just don't
law
think
school at night.
I think you should go to law school.
I think so too. You guys should I do it?
I really believe you should go to law school.
Hashtag law school if you think I should go. Coming up.
I think somebody's already using that hashtag, but okay.
Coming up on DBL, Vanna White reflects on her years with Pat Sajak and Alex Trebek. You do not want to miss our interview with the Wheel of Fortune legend. Coming up next.
Online about President Joe Biden potentially nominating Vice President Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court. Those rumors were reported in an article published by CNN. The article says, quote, that chatter has already reached the top levels of the Biden orbit, according to one person who's heard it, unquote. In the days after the CNN report was published, there were thousands of mentions of Kamala Harris and Supreme Court across Facebook and Twitter, according to CrowdTangle, a public insights company owned by Facebook. Verify has not been able to confirm whether that claim is true, but we can answer if it's possible. So let's verify. Can a sitting vice president be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court? Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, records from the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives, and 2 constitutional law experts. There are few restrictions on who can become a Supreme Court justice. The Constitution lists no age or citizenship restrictions, and you don't even have to practice law or even have a law degree. The only restriction for being nominated to the Supreme Court is an impeachment or a conviction that bars you from any federal office. In an email to Verify, Erwin Chemerinsky, dean of Berkeley Law School, said, quote, I do not see any impediment to a sitting vice president being nominated for the Supreme Court, unquote. Jeffrey Stone, law professor at the University of Chicago, added that if a sitting VP were confirmed to the Supreme Court, they would have to resign as vice president. According to records from the U.S. House and Senate, neither a sitting VP nor a past VP has been nominated to the Supreme Court. But we can verify that, yes, it is possible for a sitting vice president to be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Welcome back to DBL. We've all heard the expression, hostess with the mostest, but our next guest really embodies that term. You know her best as the co-host of Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
Welcome to DBL, Vanna White.
Yes.
Hey.
Vanna, what's it like being an icon? 40 years on Wheel of Fortune.
You know what? I grew up in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I still feel like I'm that person. So it hasn't really changed that much as far as my upbringing and the way I raised my kids and stuff. But it is weird to walk into a grocery store and there you are on the cover of a magazine at the checkout line, you know, especially when Newsweek, when I was on the cover of that, it's like, wow, I think I've made it.
You made it.
I think you've made it. It looks that way. Yeah, I have to tell you, one of the biggest indicators for me is when you're a part of cemented in history and pop culture. You received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Literally
what was it
cemented.
like? Yes, receiving it with Pat Sajak and Alex Trebek alongside you.
Yes, it was incredible. When I first moved to Hollywood in 1980, I walked down Hollywood Boulevard on those stars, and I said, one day, I'm going to have my own star. So it was really special to receive that star.
I mean, what a life, what a career you've had. And speaking of an incredible career, the late, great Mr. Alex Trebek, you guys had a great long history. Are there any stories that you could share with our audience that, you know, could just make us think of Alex, because we really love him on this show?
You know what? What you see is what you get. He was down to earth. He was real. I just remember us being on airplanes together, and I'm crocheting, and he's reading his book, and it's just easy. It was almost like he's just family.
Well, speaking of family, that's what we are on this panel. We've been together for basically 5 years, every day, thousands of live shows together. We hang out after the show. So I can't imagine what it's like with you and Pat. So, like, how's that relationship? You guys have been together 5 times now.
Tell us the truth.
You know what? He is like a brother. He really is. And in all these years, we've only had one argument, and that was over putting ketchup on a hot dog.
And who won that argument? What was your stance on that argument?
Well, I'm sticking to my ketchup on the hot dog.
Oh, girl,
how about you guys?
Is Pat from Chicago?
It's a stadium mustard.
Of course he's from
stadium mustard. It's got to be there.
No, Chicago. You can't put ketchup on a hot dog.
That's the number one indication that you're from Chicago. Yeah. The argument about, like, why would you put ketchup on a hot dog? You're speaking to 2 Chicagoans here, Vanna, just for context, okay?
I thought Pat was born in the Wheel of Fortune studio.
Well, Wheel of Fortune ranks as one of the longest running game shows with over 7,500 episodes. So what's your favorite part of the job?
It's a half hour of family fun. You turn on the TV and there's all kinds of negative stuff going on. When you put on Wheel of Fortune, you watch people win. It's happy, it's family, and it's been around forever. Generations watch this show, from 100-year-olds to babies. So it's just a half hour of family fun. Can't get enough of it.
Vanna, do you ever play along with the contestants, like the answer and you're kind of coaxing them into it? Have you ever had that moment it's Africa?
No, just mentally, especially in the bonus round when, I know what the puzzles are, and I'm thinking, call a B. I'm not saying anything out loud. I'm just sending it to them in my head.
If you could give anybody going on Wheel of Fortune one piece of advice right before they started, what would you tell them?
5 vowels.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to tell my kids that.
Before we wrap, I have to know, you have been such a big part of pop culture. Who is someone that's a part of pop culture on the rise now that you see yourself in them?
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm kind of twisting this around, but I grew up wanting to be Dolly Parton. She is such an inspirational woman. She's kind, she's honest, she's real. So I wanted to follow in her footsteps. So she was my idol growing up, and I still love her to this day.
You have walked in Dolly's footsteps, so well done. It's been a pleasure to watch your career.
Thank you.
What a treat, Vanna. What a treat. DBL Nation, as always, you can tune into Wheel of Fortune weeknights on your local station, and you can even stream it on Netflix now. Vanna's everywhere. Thank you so much, Vanna.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On November 26th, the World Health Organization announced a new, highly mutated COVID-19 variant of concern, which they named Omicron. The WHO says the new variant was first reported to the organization by South Africa. The same day, the U.S. Department of State announced a travel ban for South Africa and several other neighboring countries. Since then, the term South Africa variant has been a popular search on Google to find information about the Omicron variant. The South African government has pushed back against claims that the variant originated in South Africa. So let's verify. Did the World Health Organization say the Omicron variant originated in South Africa? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the government of Botswana, and South Africa's Department of Health. The WHO said the Omicron variant of COVID-19 was first reported to the organization by South Africa on November 24th, based on a sample collected earlier that month. The governments of South Africa and Botswana later confirmed that cases of the Omicron variant have been detected in foreign visitors to Botswana on November 11th. Since then, multiple agencies have reported instances of the Omicron variant in their country, but its origins remain unknown. The delay between Omicron's earliest confirmed infection and the date it was first reported to the WHO by South Africa has to do with the process of sequencing the variant's genome and identifying its mutations. Now that scientists from South Africa have shared the variant's genome with global health officials, other countries are able to identify the variant with tests and in past samples of the virus. The Director General of the WHO says as of December 1st, at least 23 countries have reported cases of the Omicron variant so far. So we can verify, no. The World Health Organization did not say the Omicron variant originated in South Africa.
For as long as the COVID vaccine has been around, experts have urged wealthy countries like the U.S. to share their doses with poorer nations. And it's not just an act of charity. The World Health Organization says everyone will still be at risk for COVID so long as there are parts of the world that are largely unvaccinated. The virus is still spreading rapidly in some countries and mutating as it does. It may be how we ended up with Omicron. Scientists in South Africa say it has at least 30 mutations, more than we've seen with other variants. Experts at Duke University say Southern Africa has become a super incubator for new strains of COVID because countries there are struggling to get enough vaccines. So far, the U.S. has contributed the most doses to the global vaccine effort, pledging to donate 1.1 billion doses. Still, experts say that may not be enough. Moderna is mobilizing hundreds of workers to start researching the Omicron variant of COVID. They say if needed, a reformulated version of their vaccine could be ready for rollout in early 2022. That's a quick turnaround because researchers are no longer working from scratch. This vaccine would just be a modified version of the one they already have, tweaked to combat Omicron's specific mutations. And it's still not a guarantee we need a special shot at all. Researchers are still trying to figure out how effective our current vaccine is against this new variant. They say it's highly likely the vaccine already offers at least some protection from Omicron.
The holidays are here. You're not going to believe these sweet deals Steph showed Jeff earlier from our friends at Morning Save. Check it out, guys.
Always good to be back here, Steph. What do you have for us today?
Hey, Jeff. First up, we've got Heinvision Greet One Smart Video Doorbell. So this deal includes one doorbell with bracket, one chime, one USB cable, and tools to install it. Normally, it's $150, but right now, Jeff, we've got it for only $49, saving up to 67%. Now, Jeff, I have to tell you about this deal. We've got the RBX Heated Shiatsu Massage Pillow. So this deal includes one massage pillow, one wall power adapter, one car charger, and a 1-year warranty. So normally, this is $90, but right now we've got it for $25, saving 72%. Now, Jeff, we've got Tahari Designer Knit Ponchos. So this deal includes one poncho, and we've got it in 3 different colors, black, tan, and navy, and it's available in one size that will fit most. So normally, these are $48, but right now they're only $19, saving our viewers 60%. All right, last but certainly not least, we've got Bo Nico 1-gallon ultrasonic humidifier. So this deal includes one humidifier, and the best bit, it's whisper quiet, so you can still get a peaceful night's sleep. And normally, this is as much as $110, Jeff, but we've got it just for DBL viewers for $59, which means they're saving 46%.
Thank you so much, Steph. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph.
We got a quick comment I want to give out. Brandy wrote, you have to do what makes you happy. Life is short. Don't push kids into what you want them to be. Let them be happy. And I thought that was a lovely comment.
Agreed.
And before we go, we'd like to say happy birthday to our executive producer, Chris's mommy, Betty Clark. She's watching in Grafton, Wisconsin. She would not like us to tell you how old she is. She's, well, you know, just say happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Betty. We love you, Betty. Enjoy your special day. That's so lovely.
That's so great. You get a chance to see your son on TV saying happy birthday to you. It's every parent's dream.
It's the dreams come true. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. We're so grateful you're here with us. Bye, guys.